How you doing, guys? I just thought I'd give a quick rundown of some of the things you can change and get and stuff like that on the full VRC game. I've been asked a couple of times, so basically this is the main screen. He's been running 1/8 e-buggy, so this is his current car. Now you basically can select tracks. You can choose all tracks, which is, if I move on this slider here, there is quite a few tracks. I mean, I don't know how many, to be totally honest, but some of them's on road, some of them's off road, etc, etc. But yeah, I get a lot of tracks if I scroll through them all there. They're all real tracks, as far as I'm aware. So all these tracks are actual tracks that are around the world. So if I cancel back out of there. Now, some of the other things you can do is you can, if I click on accessories, as an example, pick chargers, charge stands. This is just stuff that you can decorate your table with. It's generally just for visual. But if you want to, like, sharpen your pit table up or whatever, you can. So if I click LRP, I can pick LRP1. If I click Mugen, I can choose Mugen, Proline, Kyosho. You can go along all the brands, obviously. Like, I mean, there's not every brand on there. Sorry, I was aiming down a bit there. I didn't realise where I was aiming the camera. So there's your brands, like Tamiya, RB. And then you do the same thing for, like, pliers. You can choose a set of pliers you want on your table. Power supply. You have choice. There's only two choices there, LRP or another one. Toolboxes. You can choose different hauler bags and stuff like that. Transmitter boxes. There's only two options there, Spectrum or normal. Pit table lights, that's just decorating your table type thing. So if I click out of there, now basically if we want to go to car setup, so I click car setup at the top, and now what we've got here is you've got your body scheme, which is the colour of your body. That's your branding. You know, it's like it's changing the branding on the side and your stickers, and that's wheel colour. And then we've got wing decals. We've got a Bitty design wing on, so we have to keep the Bitty design decals on. And if we come over to the right, down at this right hand side here, you choose chassis. And then you've got like all these different chassis for different. I mean, if I scroll down there, there's stacks of chassis. We run 1/8, but you get different 1/8 buggy chassis as well. These are the brands at the top. So if I click along the brands of what's what. Now, because we're running 1/8 e-buggy currently, it gives us the options that we've got for 1/8 e-buggy only. So currently we're running he's running the 2650 motor, but there's like 4 different motors you can choose. Where there's 3 Tekken motors, and then you get to choose. That's what you call a stock class motor. So he's running the 2651, the Tekken one. Speed controllers is Tekken only. Batteries, we have Reedy. You get, that's your stock class 1. You always have your stock class 1 there, and then you have 3 options. We've only got Reedy batteries to choose from. But he's currently got the 7000 milliamp one on. Wheels. Now you got 3 choices of wheels. You've got Pro Lines, 6 tyres, and Avid, and they're all different flexible wheels. So you've got high response, low response, and medium response. He's currently running high response Pro Lines. Your body shells, you get obviously different design body shells and stuff like that, as well as the different paint colours and stuff. You get different brands as well. Tyres, there's quite a few tyres. You have 3 brand choices for tyres. You've got AKA, Prolines and 6 tyres. So basically if you go to AKA, you can choose all their brand of tyres, and then you can also choose the compound. So if you, so like you've got impact in soft compound, impact in medium, and impact in medium soft. And then you've got like all Proline, all AKA compounds. Same for the rear, and then obviously you've got Prolines. You do the same again through all their tyres, and these make a pretty big difference on the track. So obviously if you choose a tyre, you can read the bottom, just writing down here. It tells you what it's good for and like what type of track and stuff. So that's kind of how you help decide what tyre you want to run, for what tracks you run on. So that's tyres and compounds. Transponder you can't change, it's just a fixed RC4. And then you've got your rear wing. Rear wing, there's a few brands to choose from, and there's like high force, low force, medium down force and stuff like that. For like that. And then if we go to set up your car, so if I click on chassis, there's all different things I can change. Steering lock, bump steer, washers, Ackerman, front rod length, rear chock, toe angle, rear up arm angle, spring preload, wheel balance, wheel spaces, wheel distributing of the car. But if you click on something, it tells you what it does over here on the right. This is what he's currently got on. He's currently at 27.4 mil ride height, and all this. This is his current setup here. So that's for chassis. If I go for driveline, this is your gearing. So like your spur gear, your pinion, how much drag brake you run, and then you've got your 3 differentials: front, rear, centre, and front. Sorry, again, it tells you what it does in the right hand corner. So you can change all that. You got your electrics. So that's obviously your throttle endpoint, throttle launch, punch settings, initial brake, all the usual ASC settings basically of what you would have on the 10th buggy on there. You put all them on, and then you've got a setup sheet. So this is basically if you want to make a setup sheet and make a screenshot of it and save it. If you get a good run and you think it's a good setup on a track, you would save this setup sheet, and then you can also save the car. You can save any amount of cars you want. So Tyler doesn't really use the setup sheet that much. He just generally saves a car for the specific track, if that makes sense. And then you just name it that track. And then we've got shock absorbers. So again, you've got like your oil weights, your pistons and the mountain holes. This is rear, this is front. The shock position, so it tells you where the shock hole is on the arm, on the shock tower. What spring rate you run. You have all the different spring rates and stuff. Your anti-roll bars, and the thickness of the roll bars and stuff like that. And this is all in setup. And then your suspension. This is your links, your arm links and stuff like that. Your down stops, which is your droop screws. That'll be your preload on your shock absorber, so that's like your ride height and stuff like that. So you can alter stuff like that. What else can you do? Let me have a look. It takes us back to this page. Now basically, these are the different car classes you can get. So you've got 1/8 nitro buggy, 1/8 e-buggy, 1/8 rally, 1/10 short course electric, 1/8 nitro on road, 1/8 nitro NASCAR truck, 1/8 nitro Gran Turismo GT3, and then you've got 1/10 electric nitro, 1/10 truck nitro, and then we're back to electric again on this side, which is electric touring car 1/10, electric NASCAR 1/10, electric drift car 1/10, and 1/12 pan car. So they're the classes you can choose. Now if you've got the free version and you choose a buggy, you can only run the spec buggy, which is the low performance with some options. If you have the full game, you get the modified. Choose the modified buggies with all the modified options. With the spec buggy, you can't really change anything other than the ride height and the steering angle, I think. Now, if I go to, so looking at the setups and the car setup and things you can change and stuff, the accessories are parts that just visualise stuff around your pit area, don't affect how the car handles. Obviously the motors, powers and stuff does, but it's your car setup things, i.e. the motors, the batteries, stuff like that, tyres, downforce of the wing, all that has an effect on how the car drives. Obviously stuff like pliers and what kind of charge you use and stuff like that is just for visual, tricking your pits out. So I'll just show you now. If I select a different car, now you get different accessories depending on what class you're going to run. So example, that was 1/8 e-buggy. So if I select 1/8 nitro buggy now I'm going to select modified, because with the spec you can't change nothing, it's just like what I would call a ready to run car. Now this is, Tyler's got all these pre-set up already, so if I don't know, I'll select his first one. So this is basically, if you have, it basically saves cars depending on what track he's running on, and then it's all done. So this is I don't know what car this is for anything, this is just as an example. So basically it's now changed the nitro buggy, and if I now go to car setup, I'll have different things I can change. So whereas before I had motors and batteries and stuff, now I've got, like, obviously you've still got your chassis and stuff, but now you have engine, exhaust, which is different to last time, and what type of fuel you run. A lot of the other stuff's interchangeable with 1/8 e-buggy, but as you can see, different classes have different things you change. So basically you only have two types of engine. You have a Rady or a E-Tech, X-Tech or something like that. So basically you have three types of Rady. And I think they all the same, just different colour heads, to be honest. Then if we go to exhausts, you have different exhausts, and then you have your radio exhaust. So you've got basically two different types of exhaust, different colours. But also with the nitro buggy, when you go into your setup down here at the bottom, you have engine and clutch now instead of ESC setup. You have engine and clutch. So basically you've got your glow plug type, he's got like cold, clutch shoes heavy, clutch shoe friction, high friction. So you get all stuff like this that's relevant to 1/8 nitro buggy rather than 1/8 e-buggy. And so basically that's as if you run a different class. And now if I go to, I'll do one more, select car. So if I go to electric pan car or whatever, yeah, electric pan car. So now the setups will be changed again. Sorry, not the setups. The thing is that you can modify will be changed again. So if I choose, I don't know, the top one again, just for ease. Got a 4-turn motor in it. That'll be slow. And now it's telling me to choose a track, because I'm currently set up with outdoor tracks only. So I'll just pick any track just so it loads up. Because basically I was on off-road track, so it won't let you run a 12 scale car on an off-road track, example. So this is a 12 scale pan car. Now accessories are probably a little bit different. Not much different. Actually I think they're all the same. But car setup, we should have things that are relevant now to 12 scale. So again, you can obviously change your bodies, decals, stuff like that, and then you've got different motors. You go all the way, these are 12 scale motors, sorry. You go all the way down to 4.5 turn from, you got like 10.5 turn. You got all these different brands at the top. You got like quite a few different brands. LRP there, Nosram, Novak, Reedy, Tekken, Thunder Power. These are different motors and stuff that you would run in your 12 scale, and obviously they range from 10.5 turn down to 4 turn. So obviously different classes allow you to change different things. And then obviously in speed control for 10 scale, there's a few choices there as well. You've got like Speed, Passion, Tekken, Novak, Nosram, LRP, stuff like that. So depending on what class you're running, again it depends on what options you have. Tyre compounds, obviously they all are different. Diameters and tyres and stuff like that. Obviously you've got your aerodynamics and your setup, electric setup. So for your aerodynamics, don't even ask us what all that is. We don't really race 12 scale, but I'm guessing that's like your downforce for your front and your rear and stuff like that, depending on how much you're steering and stuff you want. So there's a lot of stuff you can tune, depending on what class you want to run and stuff like that. So basically, as you can see on this screen here, this is the options that I've chose. Like that's well, he's got the hoodie haul. This is all just visual. Some drivers down here, parts box, his battery and his motor and stopwatch and stuff like that. That and his solar eye and all that. Pit light. That's all just visual what you want to run. But then, right. So basically, if we want to run a race, there's some different types of stuff you can do. So, say you want to run. We'll start a multiplayer. So basically, these are some multiplayer sessions you can join. Now these is all different classes. So example, that one's 189 or buggy, rallycross. So this is the amount of people that's currently on in that race. So basically, if I wanted to, this one's locked. If they've got a padlock on, that means you can't join. But all these ones is free. All the ones without padlock are free. So basically, if you want to race against someone live, you just click on that and you go and race against them. It could be anywhere around the world. If you want to make your own, you just click create session, pick a class, pick a car, pick a track. Then you can invite people, or you can make the session open so strangers can join, and you just race random strangers or your friends or whatever, stuff like that. So basically, you just click on one and then you just click join session, and that would take you to that track. Next one is events. Now events is another form of racing competitively, but instead of racing with people that's currently online now, it's basically a race meeting that gets set up, and you would race an event. So basically, to put it simply, basically someone would create an event, they'd pick a track, a class, and then they'd say, right, the qualifying is going to run for 3 days. You're allowed 10 runs of qualifying. So over that period of 3 days, you have 10 chances to qualifying on a 5-minute run or whatever they set it up for. After that, after the qualifying is done, after the 3 days is done, or you've had your 10 runs qualifying, that your fastest time is your fastest time. Then what it does is it puts you in a final, A final, B final, C final, D final, depending on how fast you were in qualifying. And then after the 3 days is up, it would run a final for 24 hours where you can jump on and put a time in for a final. So you're not actually racing against people, you would basically racing against their ghost cars. So they don't actually have to be online the same time as you, but you can still race against their ghost cars in the proper event. It's quite good. Tyler likes that a lot, so it's worth doing. It's good that again, there's like proper good racers racing that you would have heard of in the nationals and stuff, so it's well worth having a blast of that. And then what you've got time trial. Time trials, basically you go on a track, pick any track you want, and what it is it's usually I think it's the best time on any track in 2 minutes, and you get to basically race against whoever's put the best time in on 2 minutes. If you win, then you obviously leading it, and then people would race against your time, stuff like that. And you can do that on every track, time trial. It's set up for 2 minutes as general. After that you've got practice, and then this is just basically you can practice alone or you can practice with ghost cars. So you've got like easy, medium ghost cars or hard ghost cars. You can choose how many ghost cars you want, stuff like that. And so that's just practice. You can also obviously change all your graphical settings, your sound options, your advanced options for the announcer, the car sounds and stuff like that. Control options, this is how you would calibrate your controller. So you go to control option to see how it says VRC there, USB. Then you click calibrate, and then that would allow you to set up full throttle, full brake, full steering, stuff like that. And then you got your steering exponential. Then you got your camera options, your race options, which is like the track grip, the weather, all that sort of stuff. And then you've got other game options, pop-ups and stuff like that during a race meeting. I think that pretty much covers it. Hang on, we've got replays. So basically, if you have a good run, you can save replay. Tyler's got a few saved, I think. So after you've done a race, if you think, oh, that was a good run, I'll save that. I think that's pretty much covered the basics. So I hope that explains it. Obviously, with the free version, you're limited to what you get. We used to have the free version quite a few years ago, and you were limited to what you got. I can't actually remember what you did get, but I think we paid around about £100, and we got lifetime updates. So he's had to be fair, all the boys race use this, so we've had our money's worth out of it anyway. So anyway, I hope that clears quite a few bits up. So hope you liked the video anyway. Thanks a lot.